Hey, so I figure I should probably actually go check in if I'm going to actually vlog the Bibliothon. Sorry, my dog is running around. So this is where I'm at. It is about 12:30 for me here, and so far this morning I did a little running around, went and got breakfast, which was super good, and I haven't done a ton of reading so far. I actually did quite a bit of reading last night, although it was school reading. I did do quite a bit of reading last night, but that doesn't count. However, I did actually manage to finish my audiobook already, which I know sounds crazy, but the reason is that it was a lot. The shortest audiobook I've ever listened to. I knew it was going to be short because it is an audiobook for a Bailey School Kids book, for which those of you who don't know, it's actually a kids book or a kids chapter book, as we called them back when I read it when I was a kid. And I actually found one of them on audio, which those were everywhere when I was a kid, so on my journey looking for these books, I was quite disappointed to see like how hard they are to find, that they're just not really much of a thing. And I know books phase out, and you know, whatever books are really popular for kids right now probably aren't going to be popular in 20 years either. I get that, but it makes me so sad because they were such a big part of my childhood and the reading in my childhood. So it was a little bit of like a heartbreaking discovery, because I always just thought like if I ever wanted to buy them for my kids, they were going to be super accessible because they were so popular when I was a kid, and I've just been so mistaken. So that's heartbreaking. Okay, so back to my actual progress. I decided to read Zombies Can't Play Soccer by Debbie Dady and Marsha Thornton Jones. I always have to think about their names. And it wasn't, I liked it, and it wasn't one of my favorite Bailey School Kids books when I was a kid, so I was a little disappointed that I couldn't find an audio book for one of my favorites, like Vampires Don't Wear Polka Dots or Frankenstein Doesn't Plant Petunias. I really liked those. This one was still good. It just wasn't one of my favorites as a child. However, it was the only Bailey School Kids audiobook I could find through my library. Actually, I couldn't even find ebooks of the Bailey School Kids, so apparently it's just not in library systems anymore, and that's just not a thing. Okay, I'm gonna go back into my heartbreak if I continue down that road. I can rant about that forever. So I managed to finish that, and it was an extremely short audiobook. I didn't even have to listen to it on like a faster speed or anything. It was so short. So one book down, though. That's still one book down, and that qualified for 2 challenges. One is to either read your favorite genre in your least favorite or least read format, or the opposite. So you read your least favorite genre or your least read genre in your favorite format. And audiobooks is one of my favorite formats, and my least read is probably children's books. You know, no surprise there. Occasionally I dabble in middle grade every grade once in a while, but never children's books. It just doesn't really happen for me. So I managed to qualify for that challenge because I did listen to it on audio, but it also qualified for reading a book that got you into reading. And as I briefly mentioned, just getting my hand in the way because my arm is tired. Oh, I do not have the strength for vlogging anymore. I used to be able to hold up like my phone or camera so long, and now my arms just get so sore, and I'm just, okay, different topic. So that was such a big part of my reading experience as a kid. Now, I don't have one book that was just it wasn't a book that got me into reading necessarily, because I don't know what got me into reading. I mean, I know who got me into reading, but I don't remember any specific book that got me into reading. There were just significant books in my reading journey that changed or shaped the way I read. And my mom was actually the one that got me into reading. She is a reader, so she was reading to me when I was really little, just established my love of books at a very young age. So I never really had that problem of not being a reader and getting into reading. I've just gone through periods of some. Anyway, today is the day for tangents, I guess. But one thing I do very vividly remember is my elementary school library. I remember spending so much time in there, and of the books that I would read in there, the Bailey School Kids were without a doubt my favorite. I would sit in the library, and I would remember sitting on the floor by these shelves, because the shelves that they were on in this almost in middle school, in this elementary school library, we're like close to the floor. So I would just sit in front of the shelves, pick them up, read them on the floor, and then when I was done, just pick up the next one. And then I would check out a couple of them to take home, and I would just read them, return them the next day, read the next ones. I was obsessed. And at that age, because I was really young, that was when you start moving from like traditional picture children's books into chapter books, which basically they're just kids' novels basically. And I just remember being a kid and we always called them chapter books. And that's what teachers called them because they're the first books we started reading that had chapters. That's what we called them. So they were really that first transition into chapter books for me, and I just have such vivid memories around them, and those were the ones that made me not scared to pick up the big and scary books, and I was really happy to get to revisit it. Even if it wasn't one of my favorites of the series, I was really happy to revisit it, and I've actually wanted to reread those for a while, and it definitely reads like a kid's book. It is a kid's book, but I still love it. Like, it's just still so endearing, and it was really fun to listen to on audio. And I'm just, the nostalgia came back, and that's what I was hoping for. I was really hoping I was going to burn all my childhood memories by trying to read or listen to it as an adult, and that was not what happened. I just felt all the nostalgia, and I got a book done for the Bibliothon like that. So I'm going to call that a win. I do have some studying to do today. I guess I don't need to do it today, but my anxiety is not going to let me not do it because I'm a little bit ahead, but I'm not as far ahead as I wanted to be before the Bibliothon started, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to concentrate on my Bibliothon reading unless I get a little bit more of my schoolwork done, because I'm just going to feel anxious and be feeling guilty about how I need to do this instead of doing Bibliothon reading, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to relax, do sprints with you guys, and enjoy my reading. So I'm going to try and get a little more done. I was hoping to have the reading for one class done by the end of last night, and I got almost all of the stories read except for one, and I started falling asleep on the second page. So I got a lot done, but I was really hoping to be able to finish, and I just could not stay awake anymore. So I had to call it a night on that one. So I'm going to try and get that last story done, and then I'm going to try and get some of my abnormal psychology reading done. That always takes me longer because the chapters are longer, but I also take extensive notes, which drastically slows down my reading progress. However, it does make me do better on tests. Alright, so that's kind of where I'm at today. I am hoping to be able to get a lot of fun reading done today. I think I'm going to have quite a bit of time today, actually, once I can get through this. My day has cleared up immensely. I don't have as much going on today as I thought I was going to, so that makes me really happy. And yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be a good day, especially because I know the rest of the week I will have to not only read for school, because at least with school I'm counting those page counts toward my Bibliothon total. Definitely counting those page counts because I'm still reading. It's not what I want to be reading, but I'm still reading. And I need them to count for something. However, the rest of the week I will have to do actual like physical homework, taking tests, writing papers, that kind of thing. So I know that's going to take chunks and hours out of my days, as well as my actual, work days, using up time because I need money. Oh, this is such a long first. This is a really, really long day one. I haven't even vlogged the rest of the day, and I've already ranted for 8 minutes. I'm going to call it quits on this clip, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit, and hopefully I will go off on a lot less tangents than I'm going off on right now. All right, bye.
Did I give up? Was it too hard? Or was it too hard cause I just gave up? Just gave up. Did I sleep away the day cause I was tired? Or did I get tired cause I slept too much? Slept too much. We go up and down, we go up and down on this roller coaster ride, roller coaster ride. We fall back sometimes on all this roller coaster ride. In this roller coaster ride. Roller coaster ride, roller coaster ride. even know what I'm thinking. Didn't see it coming, but I don't mind.
So I'm gonna film this clip. This is actually refilming a clip for my vlog right now because I basically spent 10 minutes my last time filming this talking about the meltdown I ended up having this afternoon. So in this refilming, I'm kind of hoping that I can really sum it up and make it not 10 minutes of me talking about my anxiety. So in short, this morning was doing great. I was in a really good mood, ran a few sprints. That went really well. My mistake really today was not giving myself, because today was my day off from work, not just giving myself the entire day off from work, the entire day off from school, and just doing Bibliothon stuff or watching something or whatever. That was where I went wrong. I should have done it, but I'm not very good about giving myself breaks. And mental health-wise, that's not a positive choice, but I feel stressed out, and when I feel like I'm not making enough progress on something that I have to do, like schoolwork, I don't know how to take it easy on myself. I'm not good at it. I need to be better at it, but it's not something that I'm good at. So I thought, like, okay, I'm gonna try and get this coursework done that I didn't quite get done the last couple of days that I'd wanted to, and I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna be able to spend the rest of the day doing Bibliothon stuff guilt-free. That was my reasoning. I thought that I was helping my mental health. I thought, you know, you're gonna feel guilty about doing Bibliothon stuff, so do homework first, and then you will feel like you accomplished something, and then you can do Bibliothon stuff guilt-free. That's what my reasoning was at, and maybe that was still kind of true, but it's not true now. So I was working on homework, and I was not making the progress in the amount of time that I wanted to. I didn't want to read too fast because I take notes, and I want to make sure that when the time comes, I'm able to pass my exam, because going too quickly, you know, doesn't do any good either. But also, I was making such slow progress with my note-taking and everything that I felt like the hands on the clock were just going, and my anxiety was building and building and building, and it just, and I was realizing that very quickly I was not going to have as much of the day as I wanted to be able to work on this, or to be able to do Bibliothon stuff later, because I was taking too long with my homework. So I thought, okay, I'm recognizing my anxiety, and I'm going to call my mom. I'm going to call my mom, and I'm going to talk to her for a few minutes, just, you know, give myself a chance to talk about something else for a minute. Maybe that'll be enough to break my anxiety. That was my reasoning for that, you know? I can spare a few minutes. I can spare 5 minutes on the phone with my mom, you know? Where that also went very, very wrong is that instead of it just being a small reprieve, because I've had so much tension and anxiety and pressure on myself and a lack of sleep and just everything built up, what ended up happening with that conversation with my mom is it ended up being a floodgate, and I pretty much had a meltdown on the phone. So that was not fun. She was really nice. My mom's pretty much the best. She's great. So she, you know, listened and she talked to me and, you know, all that. But it ended up being a 2-hour conversation, which maybe I needed to be able to let some of it out. But because that part of me that puts pressure on myself is still there, part of me feels like, okay, well, now not only have I wasted 2 hours that I could have been doing on homework, if I chose to stop doing homework, that could have been 2 hours that I would have used to read something I want, maybe read Empress of Fall Seasons or whatever, right? Now I'm like, I've lost 2 hours to both of those things. And I'm trying really hard not to put pressure on myself, but now I feel like I should have just taken the whole day off, because now I feel like I'm like, oh, sure, I'll take my evening off, but I don't know. Now I'm like halfway between two things and not really getting enough done of either thing. And I get that it's literally as simple as not putting that pressure on myself and telling myself that it's okay. But I'm eating pizza. Because I'm just really, really hungry, but it has to make me feel slightly better. Because pizza is amazing. Anyway, I realized that me being super anxious is not what you signed up for. Yeah, but this is part of my day. And it's not a great way to start off the Bibliothon. But living with anxiety, you know, makes my life so good. For all you anxiety sufferers, you probably know. You probably are aware. Getting to see me eat like a lady. Alright, I'm gonna finish eating my pizza. Try and chill for a second. And, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna try and get to reading. Part of me is literally still drawn to doing homework, but I need to tell myself no. And I guess I'm gonna try and just get some reading done. I'll check in a bit and hopefully have better news to tell you. Okay, so I do not have any more pages to report. I've read nothing. I did decide to take a shower as a way of sort of decompressing. Ran sprints in the meantime. Got some of my vlog footage from today, which I guess I'll be doing this clip after this, over to my computer so that I could kind of do the clips for day one really quick and just try and get through that because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I made myself some hot chocolate with little baby marshmallows. So I'm going to do that while I edit this footage together really quick and then hopefully actually get some reading done after that. I feel like I keep saying that and then not doing it. So we'll see. I have decided that even though I work in the morning tomorrow, I'm going to take the rest of the day and not do any homework and just give myself the day. That's what I've decided. And yeah, I'm just tired. So I'm going to try and get some reading done after that. Since I finished my other audiobook so quickly, I did decide to add another audiobook to my TBR. I decided to add Crescendo by Becca Fitzpatrick. It's the second in the Hush Hush series. I figure it would be easy to listen to. It's a really low-key, just don't have to think about it book. And audiobooks are just such an easy way to get pages in during a readathon, especially while I'm getting ready or driving or whatever. So I wanted to get another audiobook on my TBR, so that's the one I picked. And yeah, sorry, I'm just so tired now. Wow. So I'm gonna get this edited, hopefully get to reading, and I'll check in at the end. Okay, so I read quite a bit of Empress of All Seasons. So with the little bit that I read early this morning when I first woke up, and then I just finished page 200, I stayed up slightly later than I really should have because I work early in the morning. But at some point I was just close enough to page 200. I really wanted to hit that mark. So that's what I did. I got to page 200 in Empress of All Seasons. I read about 15 pages in my abnormal psychology textbook, so that puts me at 215. And then I listened to the entire audiobook for Zombies Don't Play Soccer. I don't know why I struggle so much to remember the title of the book, but I had to look it up on Goodreads, and that was 80 pages, so that puts me at 295. I'm trying to think. I don't think I read anything else today. So I'm at 295 pages for day one, which isn't too bad of a catch-up considering how things went. We won't rehash that, but yeah. I'm really tired now, though. And again, I stretched it a little bit further than I should, and I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna get some sleep. I got some work in the morning. If I remember to put it on in my car, I will try to put a bit of crescendo on in my car so I can get some pages read that way. Hopefully I'll remember to grab Empress of All Seasons so I can read some on my break at work, or if it's slow, probably won't happen, but if I'm lucky and I remember, I will try to do that. And then I will check in throughout tomorrow and let you know how everything's going. Right. Good night.